The Offer, a BDSM romance story, written by Denisse Rose, narrated by Michelle Jones. Chapter 1. David and Alice were happy in their marriage, or at least that's what Alice kept telling herself. She knew that her husband loved her more than anything in the world and would never cheat on her, but she also knew that she was starting to get a little bit too bored in the bedroom. Not that she was going to do anything about it. All that she needed for now was her vibrator and her imagination to get her through the times when her husband couldn't satisfy her, which was more times than she'd care to admit. They didn't go out together too often anymore, but this Friday was going to be a little different, and Alice was looking forward to letting her hair down, literally and metaphorically, after a hard week at work. She looked forward to getting drunk and hopefully loosening up her husband a bit. In the meantime, though, she knew that David wasn't exactly the type of man who was going to rush home from work and take her right there and then, as Alice sometimes desired. He was always tired after a day of work, and so was she. But she wanted a release, and he just wanted a long bath. Alice had to get a release from the vibrator that she'd bought herself not too long back. Her husband knew that she bought it, but had never said anything about it, almost as if he was glad that she was using it instead of cheating on him. On this day, she was desperate for her release and took off her work clothes before lying down naked on the bed, knowing that David wouldn't be coming back from his work for another half an hour. Alice reached into the bedside drawer to grab her little friend and switched it on as it started to vibrate in her hands. She pressed the tip of the rubber cock on her clit as she massaged it for a while and closed her eyes as she brought it up and down her pussy as she got increasingly wet before she slid the shaft deep inside of her. She let out a gentle moan as some of the anxiety of the day left her body. The attachment of the vibrator was pleasuring her clit while the shaft stimulated her pussy, only thinking hot feelings and letting any thoughts of work leave her mind. Then her mind went to where it often did, to thoughts of the type of sex that she'd never had. She'd fantasize of being tied up and being fucked with a fiery, hot passion. She didn't know for sure if she'd actually like it, but often fantasized about it. She tried to bring it up briefly with her husband, but that was a conversation which ended abruptly, as he wasn't interested. For now, she was just enjoying her imagination as she let the orgasm build up inside her, rotating the vibrator around her pussy as she felt the sweet vibrations pulsate inside of her as her moans started to increase. She imagined herself being tied up on the bed and spanked like she never had been before. Sometimes her mind drifted off and imagined other men fucking her instead. It was hard to picture her husband spanking her ass while fucking her from behind, but she could picture other men doing it, celebrities, work colleagues, friends. Sometimes it was what she needed to give her the release that she wanted. As she imagined the rough fucking that she'd never received, she thrust the vibrator in and out of her pussy as she could feel that she was just about to come. The shaking that had been coming from the vibrator had now morphed itself into the whole shaking of her body as she came hard, trying not to scream too loudly. She lay there for a while, satisfied that her vibrator had once again given her the release that she needed, but wishing that it had come from her husband instead. After her moment of joy, Alice started to get ready for the night out that she was looking forward to, and shortly afterward her husband walked through the door, unaware of what his wife had just been up to and what she had imagined other men doing to her. It wasn't long until both of them were dressed and ready to go out. Alice decided to wear her smooth black dress, which she always felt good in, and they were just going to have a few drinks at a stylish local bar. She straightened her long brown hair, which went just past her shoulder, and slipped into her black heels after completing her makeup. David was dressed in his usual attire.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?